Unbox Therapy made a phone case? Okay, let's take a look. 45 US dollars. Well, let's find out if it's worth it. Hey there, before I start, I just want to say that I'm going to be looking at this Latercase made by the Unbox Therapy guys just as a case. I'm not going to look at the drama surrounding it because I bought this case before I found out the drama. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look that up easily on YouTube and come up with your own conclusion. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at this case and see if it's actually any good. Oh, also here and there, I'm going to be comparing it to the Spigen Air case because that is also another super thin case. So let's get started. First thing you'll notice is how thin this is. This is 0.6 millimeters, so it's very thin. But despite it being that thin, it's actually still quite rigid. So if you compare this to the Spigen Air, you realize that the Spigen Air flexes a lot more. The reason why the Latercase may be so rigid despite its thinness is probably due to the fact that it is Kevlar. And apparently this Kevlar is hand laid in. They also claim that this material is more grippy than other materials, and I would have to say that's only true 50% of the time. It really depends on your environment. If your environment is very dry and your hands are very dry, then this will not help you. It's still just as slippery. But if your environment is more humid or if your hands are less dry, then yes, it actually does grip better than something like the Spigen Air case. And that's about all I can say just by looking at the case itself. So let's put the phone in. So the Latercase actually comes for several different phone models. I believe iPhone and Pixel and maybe a few others. And the one I have here is a Galaxy S10 Plus. One of the first thing I noticed is that the cutout for the cameras is super precise. It's right up there. If we compare this to the Spigen case, then the Spigen actually has a little bit more room around it. Not that it really makes any difference in terms of usability, but it's just cool to see how precise that cutout is. It does not have a bottom or top cover, if that matters to you. And despite the fact that you can see the SIM tray, you actually can't get it out unless you take the case off. And finally, onto the biggest thing that I noticed is how thin it is when it wraps around your phone, where it grips it. It's only a hair taller than the buttons itself. So this makes it very seamless and unintrusive to the design of the phone. It is very noticeable when you compare it to pretty much any other case, especially on the Galaxy series phones because of the infinity display, where the wraparound, if you have a thicker case, looks like a bezel when you have it on the phone, but this one, it's pretty much as seamless as just the phone itself. So that is actually something that I really appreciate. And that's pretty much about it, I think. Oh, and before anyone asks, this is not a drop case. And any case this thin is not a drop case, not just this case, but even the Spigen case, these are not drop cases. These are meant for just scratches or better grip in this case. And that's it, really. That's all the features and stuff of this case. So is it worth that 45 US dollar price? Well, no, especially because of this Spigen Air case. This Spigen Air case is less than $10. That's a $35 price difference. And all you're really getting is a little bit of a thinner edge and a little bit more precise cutout, which doesn't really do anything for practicality, and a little bit grippier half the time. I don't know about you, but I really can't justify that difference. But if for whatever reason you can justify the price, then yeah, this case is not a bad case. And that's it for this video. If you like it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you want more, consider subscribing. If you haven't, and you have anything else to say, leave in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.